Welcome back. Now we're going to start with our eyeshadows. We have different choices to use for your eyeshadows, but I'm going to go with our Addiction palette, and I'm going to use number 1. It is our, excuse me, our most neutral palette. So I think most people will, prefer that one. To start with, here's what I do. I will choose which color I want to use on my actual just lid. And I think I'm going to go with Brassy. Brassy is right here. I'll just get some. I'm using a deluxe brush to start with. I just get some on there. It's always good to tap any shadows off a little bit so that you don't get a lot of fallout. Okay, and to do this, I just kind of tap this on my lid. That's another way to keep from getting so much fallout, because these shadows that I'm using mostly do have some shimmer in it. So I like the sparklies. So I just put that on my whole lid. Okay, and for the next color, I'm going to go with Chipper here. Chipper, it's a soft brown. A lot of people apply this in their crease, but because I have a little hooded type, eyes, I don't put it actually in my crease. I put it right above on the brow bone. So it'll just be, the shape and type of eye you have and how you actually apply yours. But I'm just going to get a little chipper here and put this. I will go to about the middle of my eye. It's about where your iris, the middle of your iris. And then just kind of put this right here, and I bring it on down to the corner of my eye. Then same on the other side. You don't want to bring this all the way up to your brows because you're going to put a highlighting color right there. Okay. If you haven't used our crease brush, it's really nice. It's got really dense packed bristles, and it's easy to get a precise application. So next, the color I'm going to use, and I'm also going to use a different crease brush, is I'm going to use Zealous. It is our darker shade here. It has a little shimmer to it. You could also use Forthright if you don't want so much shimmer. And where I put this is, I put it in the outer V, because I'm not going into my crease. I still want a little depth, a little dimension to my eyes, so I'm going to use this darker color right there on the outer V. A little bit in my crease, but above it also. Kind of making, you can call it a V, a 7, and then I go just above a little bit. See, we're going to blend it. It's okay. Do the other side. Same thing. It's right here in the outer corner. Sometimes, if I go down too far, these little pointed Q-tips are great. I use them all the time. And just kind of get that up there. Okay, then you want to make sure both of those are even. All right, then our next step is going to be, and I'm going to use our, find it, liner shader brush. Really like this brush. You have, 2 ends, so it's like double duty. For this, I'm going to take Elated. This is this here. It doesn't have any shimmer. And it's kind of going to be used to help blend some of this together also. But I'm going to put it from under my eyebrow all the way down to the corner. Then, to blend all that together, I like to use our, this is our angled brush sponge applicator. I like this angled brush part, see? And I use it to help blend these colors together. So I'm going to blend where I put this in the outer corner and above the crease. So you don't want any harsh lines. Just going to blend a little bit. There we go. And after that, I will take, again, I'll take my liner shader brush. I'll just kind of wipe off where I'd used it before. And I'm going to go into the Sincere, this one here. It's more of a shimmer, so I'm going to use it just right here on the outer edges of under my brow and highlight that, and then also down into the corners. So that's just a little here on the outer edge. And then I like to bring any lighter color down right next to my tear duct, and it kind of just brightens up your eyes some. So see, there we go for that. Next, we're going to do some liner. I've decided I'm going to use one of our liquid liners. You could either go, since we are going neutral, you can go with a proper. It's a brown, or I decided to put a little color on with it. So I'm going with, which one is this? Prosperous. It's our green. It's really pretty. And I'm only going to line my upper eyelids with that. So I start on the outside at the end of my lashes and just kind of short strokes. Don't try to make one long line across. I usually go halfway, my line halfway, starting from the outer corner to the middle, and then go inner corner and connect that. If you see some space in between your liner and your lash line, just go in, kind of fill that in. A liner is going to really help your lashes look a lot thicker and fuller. So there you go. And then on the other side, same thing, start on the outer edge. You try to make one long line all the way across, it's not going to work. It's going to be a mess. So that's why I like to do it in short strokes. And then go back and add more where you need it. You see, I just like the pop of color that gives using the colored liner to make your eyes appear bigger. I always try to make the outer line, the line on the outer side of your eyes, a little bit thicker. We won't get into a winged liner on this. A couple of reasons. One, I'm not very good at it. And two, it would just take a lot longer than we need to do with this video. So once I get that done, for my lower lashes, I do line those. And I go again with our liner shader brush. And I get the liner side just a little damp. I usually just kind of rub it on my wet washcloth, wet it a little bit. Then I'm going to dip it into my Zealous. This one that I used in the outer corners. And I'm just going to line my lower lashes with that, and I only go halfway. I like using the brush because it kind of makes it more of a little smudgy, so you don't have such a harsh line. So there you go. We are halfway done with our face. So I've used our Addiction Palette 1. I'll do other videos using our pigments and our cream shadows, but for this, we're just going to go with the palette. So I hope that helped, and I will see you next for the next step.